Okay, now the very next thing I'm going to do, instead of assoc, I'm going to use object, so we can get the object from fetching. Okay, don't need to copy all of them. I just want to copy this line and paste it here instead of assoc. I'm making it comment so you can have it and you can use it as a reference. You can get all of the source code from the description of this video. Okay, let's save it and reload the page once again. It will show an error. It's saying uncatch error, cannot use object type of standard class. That means here we should use only object, not the array. Okay, name, save it once again, reload the page. You see result is same. That means it working perfectly. Now the very next thing I'm going to do, instead of fetching one item, I'm going to fetch all of the item from here. Okay, remove it, function to fetch all. We should not use any id. Okay, let's comment it out this time. Comment this two line and copy and paste it below here. Just remove this higher id, save it, reload the page. You see all the item we have, it's showing up there. Instead of using this PDO fetch object here, we can use a better way to set our attribute. Instead of doing this here, let me set attributes in PDO set attribute PDO default fetch method, comma PDO : fetch object. It does very much same. Let's take it at the very top so it will be more sensible. And once again reload the page. It's showing the same thing but as a array. Okay, so we can print it as a array. Just keep the array index of 0 and here is the object. We can print only name here, name, save it once again, reload the page. You see it's showing only name. Okay, this is the unsecure way. Now we are going to use secure way to interact with our database. Okay, let me comment out all of them. We are going to use prepare statement. This is the mature database support, the concept of prepare statement. Okay, I recommend you to read all of them. For time being, I'm not going to them. Okay, let me show you how to use prepare statement. For that, you see they have given an example. You always need to make query, so just write SQL. This should be a $sign. SQL is equal update players set id. This time id is equal b : id num. Let's make it id num. By using this is just think this is as variable. I'll show you how to declare that variable, comma name is equal name comma club is equal colon club. We are not writing the club name directly here, where id colon id is equal colon id. Okay, that's all. Now we need to get the statement, we need to create a variable stmt is equal PDO prepare, this should be greater than sign, prepare. This is the secure way SQL. Now below here we need to okay, let uncomment it because we always use ASOC, not the object in the tutorial. Okay, now by using a statement, what we are going to do, execute this. We always need to execute this. Let's make it id num also here because we don't want to change the id number. Okay, we always need to call this execute function in order to use this PDO prepare function. Okay, before executing we need to set all the value for this parameter we have set. Okay, let's do it. At first id num is equal 1. Make sure it is $. Name, let's make it Erling Haaland, and third one is this club. Okay, club is equal to Borussia Dortmund. Now we need to bind all of them. We have a function bind, but here we are going to use it inside this execute function. Later on I will show how to use the bind function. Okay, for now let's make it id num. I don't know what the operator this call. I think it's a double operator it call. First one will be id num comma, second one will be name. We have set it name double, here will be name comma club double operator club comma, last one we have once again this. Just copy this id num, paste it here as well, save it once again, reload the page. It's saying undefined variable and line number 70. Where this error comes from? This error comes from this s. This should not be s because we didn't make any variable with that name. Okay, we have reloaded that. Go to your PHP MyAdmin. You can see the name is Cristiano Ronaldo at id 1 and club is Juventus FC. Reload this page. You see with the id 1 we have name Erling Haaland and Borussia Dortmund, that's the club name. Okay, that is how we can update and we can use prepare statement. But below here we will use another function. Here you can see create operation through param prepare statement. We have set bind param like this. Okay, let's see how we can make this. Let's comment it out, this line, and execute it once again. stmt execute, not executable, it should be execute, and that's all. But out of there, above there, we are going to bind those variable with the variable we have passed here. Okay, let's see how to do that. At first statement, then bind param. Here at first the variable we have in here, that was id, the passed this id, we don't need this colon, and with a comma the variable we set id num. That's all we have to do. Copy and paste it below 3 more times. No, actually paste it 2 more times. Okay, change it to name, change it to club. Now this time let's make it Kylian Mbappe. And club PSG. Copy this. We can add. Okay, that's all we have to do. We have declared the variable and we bind it. After that, execute it like this. Save it, reload the page. From here, you see it reloaded successfully. You can see id on has Erling Haaland. When we refresh it, it will show Kylian Mbappe and Club Paris. That's all. Now we are going to set a delete operation.